Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Yeah, Maya, you are presenting.
We're basically playing a game of pass the presenter.
Yeah. We choose who's presenting.
Yeah.
Wait, do we have to hold everybody then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Holy shit.
I have not been.
Yes, no worries. I'm not the one. Okay.
That's the whole point. You don't know anything.
Perfect.
You've got to talk about it what?
No.
That one story.
And you can decide to call anyone that's involved among those names to present. Whenever you feel like you don't know what to do.
I think it's a tagging game.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3? Yeah, yes?
I just started the night.
What?
Red wine.
Oh no, already.
Then we'll tag it onto Adrian.
Yeah, there's red wine here.
On here.
Today on LSD Social Talks, Harry has prepared for us an incredible feast to which many of you contributed, which looks like the best thing we've done in this series so far. And we're also going to give you a presentation of our project that has been running in the LSB for quite some time, in the last few months, with all these people involved. And today, the presentation will start with Amaya, that will present the results, but she has never seen this presentation before, so I think it was a slow start. Welcome.
Great. So I'm going to present something that I was not expecting to present.
As a first author for you.
Yeah. But at least I'm first author. It's my first published piece, so I think it's nice to share it with you. Yeah, so there's been going on an experiment here in LSE. I don't know if you're aware or not. And during these weeks, we've been playing with the forks, because I don't know if you realize that there were no forks in Skylunch, and suddenly one day a miracle happened, and there were forks everywhere and in every flat, and no one wondered or no one questioned it. So we wanted to study the immigration of forks, because we think this is very important and crucial for our survival. And yes, now Harry will keep the presentation.
Where's the button? Is it on here?
Thank you.
So thank you for that great introduction. I'd firstly like to extend my thanks to my supervisor, Adriano, quite a lot on this, so this is really dedicated to you.
Thank you.
As stated in this beautiful slide, we'll embark on a journey together to uncover the mysterious ways in which forks travel and disappear across fours. Almost said four. But inspiration is always essential. The forks are afoot, and they whisper the secrets of the floors. I would like to open that to the floor for discussion first of all, what it might mean. And I think volunteers is not optional, so I'm going to pass it straight over to Daniel. What do you think this means?
This means that if you observe forks a bit more closely than you usually do, you'll find out stuff that otherwise you couldn't find out.
I'm sorry, that's just not right. I think it's pretty clear. So, with important research comes incredible networks. And so there's a few of us in here that got involved with the collection of this. So, where was it? Life Sciences Building. And we had an X number. Do you know how many we had?
It was 80.
Yeah, 80 forks to put out. So all of you have been played.
12 per floor or something?
12 per floor. Someone did maths.
72.
Really?
60.
12 specials.
72. Doesn't matter. Let's go. I'll move it on.
Half of them in my drawer.
You done? What? Have you got them all? Would you mind trying to present it?
That explains a lot, actually.
That explains a lot of results.
Ashby's got them.
Yeah, no, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Now we have a discussion. It's fine. We've got it. So anyway, here's the fork. Using incredible methods like this, we were able to identify the floor that it was on, and there is a schematic for 2 specials.
Actually, we can
But
provide you with
here it is. This is an excellent diagram for showcase. So a few of us, Minnie, myself, and Kenzie, once a week would very casually go to every floor and take all the forks and start marking them out and seeing what we've got. Which we thought was really subtle. We thought we were doing a really good job of it, and nobody had a clue about this in the entire building. Turns out we were wrong. People would stop and by, and we'd go into, say, the dungeon, and people were like, "Are you stealing our forks?" It was eventful, but you know, by the end of it, we were pretty damn great at identifying them. And there were 2 specials as well, we should say, because we thought, what about?
sample of the fork
Have you got one there? Actually.
and the individual numbering.
Can you see it?
This is what postgrad life is like, by the way. No questions allowed.
Fork example. Marking for the floor and the individual.
And then we also had another type of fork which is beautifully demonstrated here, which was a special because we wanted to account for if people wanted fancier forks or not. So we put 2 special forks per floor. And yeah, they went pretty damn quickly, if I'm honest. I don't really remember seeing them.
Yeah.
And why all this fuss? I think if we could get serious for a minute.
Yeah, give it a try.
I said serious. There is a problem, and we do need to discuss it. So, without further ado, I'm going to tag you in, my good man.
The problem is here, forks disappear. At lunchtime, it's impossible to get one. Use a spoon, use a spork. I don't even know what a spork is, to be honest.
It's that big one in the building.
We thought maybe by plotting the origin, the floor of origin of the fork and the destination floor, we would see how these forks travel. I'm not really sure what this plot shows though.
I didn't understand that either, to be honest.
So I guess, yeah, forks in floor 1 tend to stay in floor 1. Forks in lower ground, which is in red, half of them get lost in the unknown. We can discuss them, what that known means. There are different patterns. Quite fascinating. I think overall it's quite striking that floor 1, really they retain their forks. Floor 2B, a little bit too. Floor 3, decent job. Floor 2A, we're not going to discuss about that. Next slide. Okay. So we thought of running a survival analysis of the survival probability of the forks depending on their floor of origin. And apparently there is a significant difference in survival between floors. Pretty low p-value.
I see an outlier.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Which one?
Floor 1.
Floor 1 is a good outlier. Floor 1 has been behaving quite well.
No, we don't talk about that.
Floor 1's the best.
Overall,
There's just no people on floor 1.
interesting to know,
That
floor
maybe.
4, which is the Sky Lounge,
They just never come in and never have
sees
lunch. They're
a
not social.
increase in survival, which is pretty sharp. Yeah. do with this information whatever you want. I chucked this one in because it just looked cool, but it doesn't make much sense. So if you look at the forks as animals that migrate, they may migrate in different kind of patterns, and this clustering analysis shows you the migration patterns are similar between specific pairs of floors. For example, floor 2A has got a very similar migration floor to the unknown. This pattern doesn't mean much anyway, so now. This is beautiful. We have very few data points, so there are no error bars, but I mean, fine. You can see so betweenness is a network measure that you can measure from the network of like movement of the forks among the floors. And betweenness is the property of the floor to be in the middle of activity. Incredibly enough, this never happens in science, but the Sky Lounge is actually the point where all the forks pass by. Because people generally has lunch in the Sky Lounge. Yeah, fascinating. Network. I think now is Rachel's turn.
I don't know what this diagram says, but floor 1, the arrow thickness relates to the retention rate. So floor 1 is keeping all their forks. Floor 2, the Sky Lounge, lower ground, are all losing their forks. Floor 2B and floor 3 are just having a fun time.
It's fascinating, there's some feed-forward loops in there. So you've got lower ground floor ends up giving to fourth floor, and that ends up going to unknown. And
Yeah.
it's got some, there's
There's a general pattern of coming to the Sky Lounge and disappearing.
I didn't come here to do my PhD. Please take it off.
I'm going to pass this over to Luke.
Oh, fucking hell! So we did a Markov chain analysis, which so it shows a series of. So it shows the sequence of floors which a fork is likely to have gone through before it reaches unknown. So, what are the interesting numbers here? So you can see floor 2B. These are the probabilities. Yeah. So floor 2B's got a really high probability of going to floor 3, which is interesting. And then floor 3, they seem to retain it a lot because we've only got like about 70% probability for floor 4 and like here we go. So lower ground, not that many seem to go from lower ground to floor 4. Or from floor 1, Jesus. So there's only a 6% probability, 5% of going from floor 1 to the Sky Lounge, which implies floor 1 really like antisocial. Okay?
I think I'm helpful.
Like they're just staying in their offices. So if we treat floor 4, Sky Lounge, as like the social hub of the building, which I think it is, so then we can kind of see something. So lower ground 30%, floor 3 pretty social, like 67. 2B, we got what the? No. What is the number? 2.86, 4.29. Yeah, they're pretty low as well. They're almost as bad as floor 1. And 2. These numbers don't make any sense.
That's what he's reading.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway. Okay, so Lorem consectetur. I did do a Cambridge Latin course actually, so. Ad episcicum elit sed de iusmod tempor incitidunt et labore et dolore magna aliqua.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Ut enim veniam, quis nostrad exercitation, volanco labores nisi ut aliquip et ea commodo consequat, tuis aute erude dolor in reprehenderet in voluptate velit esse hilum dolore. Thank you, Minnie.
It's you.
You're an author.
Thank you very much for that. So, where are the forks then? Any consequence? In conclusion, we can all say that this has proved we all have too much time on our hands. And forks are a popular utensil. If anybody would like to contribute any ideas as to why the forks, yes.
It's more of a question. What if people have their own personal forks? How does this factor into things?
We reviewed all the wild types at the beginning.
Can you read? What do you mean?
Well, people don't have their own forks, I think, is what we're
Yeah.
concluding as well.
Yeah,
to be
that's
honest.
true.
Very much true.
You see,
Yeah,
it's a floor
obviously
2B,
this
just
was only
its own forks.
this was only a sample of the forks that exist within the LSB. It would be mad for us to remove all prior forks. That would lead to a Hunger Games type
Did you do
That'd be
situation.
brilliant.
Yeah,
We did it. We did that.
it really filled
Yeah.
my kitchen with forks.
Do we know how many forks are left in the building from the 70 whatever forks that were released?
I suppose we'll find out tonight.
Well, survival analysis shows that most of them got lost anyway.
But if you find one at home, we'll give you a Lindor chocolate,
We need like
courtesy of
a
Adriana.
Yeah.
Anyway, to wrap up, we have made some exciting new discoveries about cutlery senescence, fork migration patterns, and we've really banded together as a community to get to the bottom of where the hell our forks have been going.
Where the forks.
Where the fork are the forks. Thank you for that. I'll leave you with that. Oh yeah, we'd like to thank our lovely funding bodies, the Cutlery Conservation Council, the National Institute of Fork Studies, the Utensil Research Association, the Flatware Foundation for Science, the International Society for Cutlery Ecology, the Silverware Society,
Oh, beautiful.
the Global Alliance for Dining Implement Research, the Cutlery and Kitchenware Advancement Fund, of course the Tableware Migration Research Initiative, the Institute for Advanced Economics, and finally ChatGPT. Couldn't have done any of this without all of you, and of course, all of our lovely participants unknowingly taking part with your fork studies.
On that note, it's important to say with all good science that if the outcome or anywhere of involvement in the study is affected you, please do contact the Student Health Service. Thank you.
Well, thank you everyone. If anyone wants to contribute at all in the future weeks, this is the style we're looking for.
Come and eat. Start this way and work your way down here.
Oh,
and
yeah.
dig in.
Let's
Please,
see,
there's a
I've
lot of
got your
fucking food. Maybe go from that side.